All right, welcome to Foundations. I'm Bri Morena de Santos, and we are in our Vinyasa series where we're kind of breaking down some traditional poses in yoga. We've been doing standing poses, which we will go over today as well. And then we're going to do some seated postures. So it'll be a nice, chill, kind of powerful class for all of our different bodies we brought to class today, right? All righty. So let's go ahead and get started. Take a moment in a nice, easy pose. So pretzel, sukhasana, easy seat. And if you're super new to yoga, don't worry. You'll catch on really fast, right? All right. So take a moment. We're going to soften the gazes of our eyes, and we can do this by closing them down or maybe picking a spot somewhere out there off the tip of the nose where everything becomes blurry. And we're going to just simply take a moment and release any tension that might be in the body. Let the shoulders draw down. Let any muscles of the face become nice and calm and melted. Noticing if you're holding any tension in your body. And just take a moment and sense the breath moving through you. Just feel those gentle inhalations, those slow exhales. And no matter what our bodies look like in the poses, the breath is what we're most concerned with, right? Feeling the breath, enjoying those inhales. Yes. And over time, your muscles will relax. You'll feel your body start to settle because of the breath. And as you inhale through the nostrils, maybe some gentle exhales out of the mouth. And if you're not experiencing allergies right now, you can start to exhale out of the nostrils. Yes. An option to bring one hand over the heart, the other over the belly. And just feel the palms pressing into your body. As you inhale, you're going to feel that expansion in your chest going to the palm of your hands. Maybe even feeling that expansion in your waist and your belly, through your side body. And then a slight tuck of the chin toward the body, just getting a little relief in the back of the neck. And further relaxing through the jaw and the shoulders. And let's all take a collective moment and just offer ourselves gratitude and bringing to mind why your practice is important to you. Maybe relieving stress, sleeping better, better digestion, more flexibility in the mind and body. Whatever your personal reasons are, just allow yourself to think about them, embody that energy. And then we're going to take 3 rounds of breath, exhaling, maybe a little audible exhale. Don't be shy. Yes. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale our hands up overhead. Eye gazes will follow through the fingertips. Feel your body stretching in both directions. And then exhale your hands to your heart, tucking your chin into your chest. That's right. We're going to roll over onto all 4. And our hands are going to be right under our shoulders here. Yeah. You're just going to feel that filling here as you're in a little tabletop position. Your feet can be flat or tucked. And you can spread those fingers, just feeling your palms pressing into your mat here. When you're ready, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, tuck your chin and round your spine. Imagine you're a fraidy cat. And when you're ready, inhale your nose to the sky like you're a happy cow smelling roses. Let your belly fall towards the mat. Stick your tail out behind you. And with your own breath, you're going to inhale and exhale. Exhaling into your fraidy cat. Inhaling into your happy cow. Now, as you move through your cat-cows, you're just getting into that spinal flexion. Again, you can keep your feet flat or tucked. And we just want to pay attention to the breath, starting to move the breath with the body, or move the body with the breath. Yeah. And when you're new to yoga, the wrists are going to definitely speak to you right away. Over time, they'll start to build up the strength to hold your body weight. One more round of breath. We're going to come back through a neutralized spine, tabletop. And then we're going to lengthen our hands out in front of us. Go ahead and relax your head in between your shoulders and shake your head from side to side. Nice little stretchy kitty cat. That's right. And then we're going to come back through tabletop. We're going to draw that left foot in between your thumbs. Take your time. Yep. And slide that opposite foot behind you. Coming into that lower lunge. This is also a great place to have your blocks. Eye gazes are going to go down towards the mat. We want to release any tension in the back of the neck. And just take a moment here. Find your breath as you enter into this gentle stretch. We're going to tuck the back toe. We're going to lift that back knee. And we're going to do some little bouncies. So just let your tail bounce up and down. We're just getting into those hip flexors, releasing any tension in the body. And then we're going to hold this pose statically, this low lunge, and then we're going to shift our weight from front to back. We're going to get into those toes. Yes. If you're using blocks, you're going to want to release those blocks and walk your back foot to reach your front. And your knees are bent in a forward fold. We're going to pedal it out here. You can bring a block back under your hands here if you like. And just pedal, pedal, pedal. Release any tension in your neck and your jaw. Just getting into those parts of the body that need a little bit of a stretch. And then we're going to bring our hands back to the mat. We're going to step the opposite foot back. So you should be on your left foot, perhaps. And then drop that knee and flatten that foot. And again, you can have your blocks under your hands here. Just finding that gentle low lunge as you draw that back foot behind you. Yes. And always have a few teachers in the room, so you won't get lost. Don't worry. Yes. Taking another round of breath here. Yes. And then we're going to tuck the toe, lift the knee. And then from that low lunge, we're going to do those little bouncies. And then hold the pose statically. We're going to shift our weight from front to back, back to front. And then step that back foot to reach the front and come into that forward fold and pedal it out. Yes, pedal, pedal, pedal. And with your knees bent, you're going to draw your belly button in, activating your core. You're going to let your arms hang like a rag doll. And then pressing through the bottoms of your feet, you're going to slowly rise. You're going to let your head float on top of your shoulders last. And inhale your hands up into the air. And exhale your hands to your heart. We're going to take those hands all the way down to the mat. Inhale as we lift halfway, let your fingertips come up your shins towards your knees, tabletop back. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees. And we're going to step into our first little gentle plank. Option to hold your plank, option to drop both knees. Find your breath. If you're holding your plank, you're going to push into down dog And if you've dropped your knees, you're gonna lift your knees and push into down dog. And then we're gonna pedal it out in our downward facing dog. Yes. Go ahead and shake your head, yes. Maybe shake it from side to side. And then we're gonna walk our hands to meet our toes. Bend your knees and slowly rise. Inhale your hands overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Take a moment here, traditional Tadasana, mountain pose. And let your shoulders float down your back. So you don't want to have your shoulders in your ears, nice and relaxed. And we're gonna move through some gentle poses here. So this is our framework. This Tadasana, this mountain pose is everything, right? Feeling your feet pressing into the mat. And then inhale your hands up overhead. Exhale, slow swan dive, hinging right at the hips. You can bend your knees whenever you need to. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, nice and gentle. Bend those knees. We're gonna walk ourselves like a little panther into a plank. Drop our knees, flatten our feet, bend your elbows, glue them to your side, little yogi push-up. Inhale into a cobra. Option to press into your toes and lift those knees off of the mat. Exhale, back to down dog. Take a moment here. Find your breath in downward facing dog. And then we're gonna raise that right leg into the air and drop it in between the thumbs. Coming back to that low lunge that you were in earlier. Yes, 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 yes. We're gonna drop that knee and flatten that foot. Inhale our hands up. Woo. And exhale our hands to our heart. That's right. Reverse it. Inhale the hands up. We're gonna take a little heart opener here. And then exhale the hands by our side. Tuck the toe, lift the knee. Back foot's gonna reach towards the front. And we're gonna come into a chair pose. So the hands are gonna sweep overhead. And remember, your feet can be together, hip distance apart, or even a little further apart if you like. Shoulders are not in your ears. You're not reaching for cookies, right? You're just leaving your shoulders down your back. Find your breath. Exhale, fold forward. Go ahead and bend your knees and pedal it out. That's right. We're gonna step back into a gentle plank. We're gonna drop our knees, flatten our feet. As you bend your elbows, nose to the earth, inhale into a cobra. Exhale as you press into the tops of your feet, lifting those knees up, dog. Exhale, tuck your toes down, dog. Left leg high. Drop it in between the thumbs. Low lunge. You were just here, yeah? Drop the knee, flatten the foot. Inhale the hands up. Exhale them to your heart. Woo! Reverse it. Go ahead and take that little heart opener, baby back bend. And then let the hands float to the mat. Tuck the toe, lift the knee, step it forward, find your chair pose. I'm gonna come out of the pose, you're gonna stay. I'm gonna give you some air. And you can sink your hips down behind you if you like, imagining that someone's rolling up a chair for you to sit on. You don't know when it's gonna arrive, right? Yeah. All right, lovelies. Exhale, fold. Pedal it out. We're gonna bend our knees here, and you're gonna press to the bottoms of your feet. You're gonna slowly roll up, inch by inch. As you rise, let your head float on top of your shoulders, super last. Inhale the hands up overhead, and exhale the hands to your heart. We're gonna come back to mountain pose. Take a moment here. This is sort of your finding your mountain, finding your power again. Yeah. And let's release any tension in the body. Take a moment here, feel your toes, feel the bottoms of your feet. Maybe noticing if there's too much tension in the knees, a little soft bend is fine. Yeah. And then release your glutes, so don't scrunch them up, release any energy in your glutes. Draw your shoulders behind you, let your blades come together, let your heart extend a bit. Remember, you're a mountain. And you're not looking up too high or looking down too low. You're keeping your cervical spine in line with your tailbone. Eyes off the tip of your nose. Everyone around you is becoming blurry. Yes. Now notice your breath. That's right. Everyone around you was blurry, huh? Inhale the hands up. Stretch, 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 stretch. Exhale, swan dive as you hinge at the hips. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding. Bend the knees, step into your plank. And we're going to push right into down dog on this one. Lift that right leg back in the sky and drop it in between the thumbs. We're doing more of a traditional vinyasa flow, right? We're doing a modification of that. Back foot's going to come down 90 degrees. And we're going to press with that front foot and we're going to helicopter or windmill into warrior two. Now from here, I like to flip my palms up to the sky, just drop my shoulders out of my ears. And then you can flip your palms back. Fingers can be glued together or separated. Eyes right off the tip of that middle finger. Yes. And remember, yogis, you can be really sunken into the pose, like Alex in the back there, or you can be high up on that thigh, right? So it's really up to you. You're going to check in with your hips or check in with what parts of your body wants to activate. One more round of breath. Woo! We're going to reverse it. That left hand can come down the leg or wrap behind the waist. Eyes can go behind you if you want to release any tension in your neck, or up to the palm of your hand that's raising towards the sky. That's right. Yes, yes, yes. Reversing that warrior. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to warrior two. Eye gazes forward. Front arm's going to rest on top of that front thigh, opposite hand into the sky. Option to take that hand and wrapping it around you, rest it on your tailbone, or overhead, getting deeper into that stretch. Now, sometimes we like to open up and take that twist, so you can press that arm into your leg, twisting your heart up to the sky. Yes. Finding your breath here. One more round. And then eye gazes to the mat. We're going to press up back to warrior two. And then we're going to helicopter down. That back foot will follow. Step into your plank. Option to lower into chaturanga, which is a little advanced. So you can drop your knees again, or you can just lower into chaturanga where your arms are glued to your side. Inhale right into up dog. And exhale back to down dog. Woo! Go ahead and find your breath. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And remembering from downward facing dog, you can hold the pose. You can pedal it out. Most importantly, you don't want to hold your head up. If you can let your neck relax, this is a good place to do so. And your hips are floating towards the sky. Option to have a nice, generous bend in the knees here. Your heels never have to touch the mat. That's really depending on your hamstrings. So if you're a runner, you might always have tight hammies. All right, my dears, left leg in the sky. Draw it in between the thumbs. Back foot down 90 degrees. Feel the edge of that back foot pressing into the mat. Slowly windmill up. Yes. And I like to flip my palms, drop my shoulders out of my ears, and then flip them back. I gaze is right through the front tip of that middle finger. And sometimes that back arm likes to sort of float down. We want to try to keep the fingertips in line with each other, making this pose a challenge. Yeah? That's right. And again, you can sink into those hips if it's in your practice, or you can stay high up on that thigh. We're going to take another round of breath here. You're a warrior, right? Yeah. Let's reverse it. Any variation. Remember, your eyes go wherever your neck wants. Some of you might want to look up at the palm of your hand. Others might want to look down behind you towards the edge of your mat. That back arm can come and wrap around your waist. The top arm can even come down if you like. One more round of breath. And then as we exhale, come back to warrior two. Front arm's gonna rest the top of that front thigh, opposite arm into the sky. And yet again, if you wanna take a gentle twist of the heart towards the ceiling, you can press that left arm into your inner thigh, twisting your heart up to the sky. And this can turn into multiple binds and different things as you progress in your practice. Enjoy it. Yeah. Find your breath. If you're holding your breath, you're doing gymnastics. Eyes to the earth, press up into warrior. Woo, we're back. Helicopter down, back foot will follow. Stepping into a plank. Option to lower chaturanga. Go into up dog. And back to down. We're gonna walk our hands to meet our feet. Bend the knees. And we're gonna sweep into chair pose, Utkatasana. We're gonna take some cactus arms and just release the shoulders here. So remember, you can always take cactus arms if your shoulders are tight or tired. I'm all about the cactus. Find a round of breath here. I know, those quadriceps are singing to you. Bring your hands together and slowly rise. Slow, slow, slow. Hands to the sky. Take a little heart opener. And then use your core to bring yourself back center. Draw your hands to your heart. And mountain pose. Yeah. So we're going to hang out here for a few rounds of breath. Again, check in with your body. Feel your feet grounded. No hyperextension in the knees. Yeah. Nice adjustments. Release the glutes. And notice what the shoulders are doing. They like to creep. They're like right in the ears at all times, right? Let them go. Yeah, yeah. Yes. When you're ready, we're gonna inhale the hands into the air. We're gonna take cactus arms and take a little back bend. We're gonna take 2 more so you can get used to it. Inhale up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise. Uno más. Exhale, release. Woo! Inhale up. And exhale your hands to your heart. Take it all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. We're going to neutralize our spine. And exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. We're going to come down into a gentle plank and drop our knees. We're going to bring our tail to our heel. We're going to separate our knees mat width apart. And we're going to drop our belly in between, coming into child's pose, which we decided in the last class is adult pose. Doesn't that make more sense? Children don't like to rest. Adults do. You can always place a block under your forehead, giving you a little bit of leverage there. Yes. Notice if you're holding tension, right? So the blocks are really there for you if you have any tension in your body. If a block helps you to release a muscle, release the jaw, relax the neck, then we want to use it. Yeah. Nothing like self-massage. I'm here for that. Find your breath here. Now your hands are reaching towards the top of your mat currently. We're gonna walk those hands behind us. We're gonna come into like a little ball. So your hands are gonna come maybe looking for an ankle. So just walk your hands behind you towards the bottom of your mat. Yeah. And I want you to just feel what that feels like for your body. If you feel like your head needs a block under the forehead, honor that, please. And take 3 deep rounds of breath here. You're in a slight inversion. Your head is probably just a little bit below the heart here, unless you're using a block. So if you start to feel a little lightheaded, the blood is rushing to the mind. So we're going to take our time here. 1 more round of breath. And then we're going to draw our hands by our sides. We're going to slowly come up. Now, this is a great place to place a blanket under your knees if you have tender knees. Otherwise, we're going to sit up on those knees. And your feet can stay flat or tucked. Yogi's choice here. We're going to do a nice modified version of camel. So we're gonna inhale our hands into the air, eye gazes follow, look for the stretch, right? Invite that stretch into your body. Right hand's going to sort of windmill down, and left hand's gonna go behind you, and you're just gonna open up your heart. Yes, a nice gentle twist. Don't worry, you don't have to touch your feet, you don't have to touch your leg, you can just let that hand dangle behind you. One more round of breath. And then it's important to use your core to rise. So engage your core. Woo! We're gonna take our tail to heels, and we're just gonna go ahead and release any tension in our neck, shake our head from side to side. Yes, that's right. When you're ready, we're gonna slowly come back up. Take your time, no rush. Inhale the hands into the air. You're looking for the stretch. You're inviting it. Stretch, 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 stretch. Reach for those cookies at the ceiling. And then exhale the opposite hands, going to windmill down. And you can lift your heart and enjoy the stretch. And again, you can stretch in both directions. You don't have to touch your body, right? You don't have to reach for your ankle or anything. Find your breath. One more round. Exhale, bring it center. Woo! Fold. Go ahead and release any tension you just stirred up in your body. Shake your head. That's right. All right, we're gonna come back to tabletop. Take your time. And we're just gonna get into a little bit of a balance here. So find your tabletop. You're gonna shift your weight into the right hand, left hand forward. Option to take your eyes and follow the fingers. Option to keep your eyes towards the mat, which gives you more grounding. Slide that opposite leg, should be the right leg behind you. And then option to lift that leg in line with the spine. Of course, you can keep those toes grounded, or you can lift them. Yogi's choice. I like to keep my eyes towards the earth and just release any tension in my jaw and neck, but you might like to reach forward and look for that balance challenge. Yes. Now, most importantly, notice if you're holding your breath. This is one of those poses we instinctively hold our breath so that we can manage the pose. Better to breathe and fall out of the pose. One more round of breath if we have it. Woo! Exhale, let it go. Let's go ahead and just move the body like water. I like to make big circles. You can make a figure 8. You can wag your puppy tail. Whatever feels amazing. If you're having some challenges in your wrist or forearms, you can flip your fingers towards your knees, maybe lean back into your heels, open up through the forearms. And catch your breath. Yeah. Awesome blossom. Okay, my dears, we're gonna bring it back to center. This time we're gonna do it a little differently, okay? So from tabletop, we're gonna slide the left foot behind us. So we're gonna do the foot first. Shift your weight into the left hand, right hand forward, option to take the eyes. Option to lift the foot in line with the spine. Yeah. Find your breath. Awesome. Yes, yes. Feel that power. Feel yourself growing through the arm as you lengthen. One more round of breath. Go ahead and let it go. And if you like, I like to do some Rockies, but if this doesn't feel good to you, and I'm making up words, so. Like, what is that? Some Rockies. All right, my dears. So now we did a little bit of the Standing Warrior series, which is a part of traditional Vinyasa, part of traditional Hatha as well, classical Hatha. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. It comes to you over time. So we're gonna find ourselves seated on our tails. Coming to yoga is like going to a foreign country that you're excited to visit, but then you get there and you're like, I'm in a foreign country. It takes a while, but then eventually people are asking you questions, right? And you don't have to have the answers to those either. Okay, my dears. So we're gonna come into Dandasana, which is like mountain pose, but seated. This pose is really challenging. You might start to feel it in your lower back. If at any time this doesn't feel good, go ahead and slump, right? Otherwise, I want you to take a moment here. Go ahead and release any flesh. Yeah. Feel grounded? Yeah. Okay. Most importantly, toes towards your nose. If this is too much already, block under the knees and relieve some of that tension. Yep. And as you bring the toes towards your nose, you're going to naturally release some of that tension in the back. So if you're pointing, you are creating more muscular engagement. So we want to do a little flex here. Imagine someone you love is coming up behind you and kind of lifting you up under your armpits. So you're lengthening through your side body. Draw your shoulders into your ears, but then float them down. And you're going to feel just like you did in Tadasana, right? You're going to feel that expansion, and you might start to feel the pressure, and that's okay. So eye gazes are going to go forward off the tip of your nose, a slight tuck of the chin in the chest. We want a little bit of flexion in that cervical spine through the back of the neck. So we don't want to look up, and we don't want to just like be out of tension like British soldiers, you know? We want to have a little flexion. And now this pose is going to get really challenging. Your hands are just going to float by your sides. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath if we have it in us. No, it's a mindful act. Deep inhales. Yes. Yes. Now you're going to love what's next. Go ahead and tuck your chin around your spine. Love it. All right, my dears, inhale the hands up, look for the stretch, pretend you're holding a hat, and you're gonna drop it on your toes. Now your hands can land on your toes if you have long arms like me or flexibility in your hip flexors. They can land under your knees, give yourself a hug, or you can just fold, right? And you can bring that block under the knees. So remember, yoga isn't about trying to get more flexible. It's about breathing and relaxing your muscles and your nervous system, and flexibility will follow. How do we know that? Well, ask an anesthesiologist. You know, as soon as you give people those drugs and put them under, you can bring their foot by their head, even if they're remotely unflexible in real life, which is why you hurt so bad when you get out of surgery. Like, what have you been doing with my body? Sorry, give you nightmares. But that's a good way to think of it. So your nervous system is so calm, you are naturally flexible. So we're here to calm our nervous system. Flexibility will show up as a result. Yeah. One more round of breath, relaxing any tension in the shoulders, the jaw. And then slowly roll up. Take your time. Let your head float on your shoulders, nice and last. And then we're going to draw a knee into the body. It doesn't matter. Pick your favorite knee. See, now the other one knows the truth, right? It's not fun. Toes to your nose again. We're going to hold that knee into our body. We're going to hook our arm to the knee, and we're going to turn away from the knee, opening up. So instead of adding that compression towards the knee, we're going to open the body today. So getting that expansion, just like we did when we were doing sort of the windmill out, the warriors, those are all expansion poses. Find your breath. And most importantly, yogis, we want that shoulder, we want the thoracic spine to get that opening. We don't want to just face forward and look behind us, right? Like we're checking to see what's happening behind us. We want everything to follow. Eyes are following as a result of the body. Taking one more round of breath. And then exhale, bring it center, and now you can twist towards the knee. And you can hook and kickstand. And if this doesn't feel good to your belly, then you do not need to twist towards your knee. You can keep that openness in your body anytime you're practicing yoga, right? So sometimes it doesn't feel good, especially after Taco Bell. Just saying. One more round of breath. And exhale, bring it center. I used to teach like all day here, and I would go eat a bean burrito over there, and I'm like, why? Okay, let's take a moment and let's just kick it out. Okay. All right, my dears, we're gonna inhale our hands up, find your hat, exhale, fold, let it go. Yes. Nice bend in the knee if you need it. Use your blocks under your knees if you want that little flexion there. Every exhale, you see if you can get a little deeper, whatever that means for you. Maybe it's just relaxing the jaw a little bit more. Taking one more awesome round of breath. And then slowly roll up. Take your time, let your head float right on top of your shoulders last. Toes towards your nose. Woo! Opposite knee is gonna come into your body. The one that was shunned. Yeah. Toes to your nose here. Take a moment, notice your body. And then look for an exhale. So as you inhale, you're gonna feel that lengthening. As you exhale, you're gonna feel that release. Open away from your knee. And we're gonna find that expansion. Again, you're not just looking over your shoulder. That shoulder is taking the twist, and your eyes are going wherever the neck and shoulders allow the eyes to go. So sometimes we can take the twist with the chest, but the eyes and chin and neck do not need to follow if that doesn't feel good. But it takes a while for you to separate your body into all those little different pieces, puzzle pieces. Notice if it's challenging to breathe, that's normal. You're in that mountain pose, seated variation, Dandasana, staff pose. One more round of breath. And as you exhale, enjoy that exhale as you twist your body back center and take it over as you hook the arm and kickstand. And again, if this doesn't feel good, you can keep that openness. And just notice if your shoulders are guiding you or you're just looking behind you. Sometimes when we try to get deeper into twists and binds and different things, we use our head thinking that the body follows, and we don't want to do that. One more round of breath. And exhale, release. Woo! Go ahead and release the legs and pedal it out. Yeah. That's right. We're going to draw the bottoms of the feet together, coming into a nice bound angle. And this is going to feel just like it felt here, right? We're going to feel that lengthening through the side body, except the bottoms of the feet are together now, right? So you're going to feel the shoulders coming down and behind you, that expansion in your chest from shoulder to shoulder. You can hold onto your legs to give you some leverage here if you like. And then again, your nose isn't too high, your chin isn't too tucked, but there is a slight flexion in the back of the neck. And just take a moment here. And then the goodness will come. On your next exhale, tuck your chin around your spine. Feel your heart encapsulating into your chest, shoulders coming forward. And you can hang out here, right? Just enjoying that mad cat back. And you're in a bind, right? You're probably holding onto your ankles or legs, toes. And if you like, you can draw your toes towards your nose if it's in your practice, even if it's just in theory. And for some of my yogis, you like that additional hip opener, your arms can press into your inner thighs if you like. If your hips are super open, then that might not be needed. Yes. So coming into that little clam, find your breath. That's right. One more round. And then slowly rise. Yes. We're gonna bring our knees towards the ceiling, hip distance apart. Yes. And then we're gonna bring our hands right under our knees. We're gonna do some seated cat-cows before we go into boat pose. So when you're ready, we're gonna inhale, we're gonna squeeze and draw those knees toward our chest, nose to the sky. Exhale, tuck the chin, lengthen the arms, round the spine, come into the tailbone a bit. And at your own pace. And if you need to wiggle your toes or point and flex as you move through, honor that. Let your body talk to you. And if you sit at a desk all day or anything of that nature, these are great. Some great seated cat-cows if you can't get on hands and knees, right? Yeah. You can even do it standing. Taking one more round of breath. We're going to find a neutralized spine. So you're not flexing, you're nice and neutral. Let the shoulders relax. And then we're going to slowly shift our weight back to the tailbone again. So you're going to feel yourself trying to balance. Lift one foot, lift the other. And you can hold on to the support. Yes. Option to release your hands. And for those of you who feel strong in your core today, option to lengthen. Find your breath, any variation. One more round of breath. Woo! Exhale, let it go. Give yourself a hug. Hands can wrap under or over, whatever makes sense for you. All right. We're gonna slowly come down onto our back, forearm to forearm, however you wanna get there, yeah? And then raise your hands overhead and give yourself a happy Saturday, yay, stretch. Fingers and toes pointing in both directions, opposite directions. And then we're gonna bring our knees into our body. Let's go ahead and make big circles in the sky or rock from side to side, just so you can give yourself a little massage. Feel your lower spine on the mat. Yes. Opposite directions if you need to. And then eventually we're gonna drop those feet and keep the knees pointing towards the sky. I like to bring my hands overhead into like a little diamond where my elbows are bent, and then drop my knees from side to side for some windshield wipers. Now this is a great place to connect your body with your breath. So imagine that it's just a sprinkle, it's not like a rainstorm, nice and slow. And as the knees float towards the sky, you take an inhale. And as the knees come down to either side, you exhale. You're not breathing faster or slower than the movement. And this right here is the goal for most of your practice, is how can we move the body with the breath? So that we don't end up in a sprint, right? And sometimes it does feel that way. One more round of breath as you move through your windshield wipers. And then we're gonna come back to center, bring your hands by your side. Make sure your shoulders are grounded, your palms are facing down. If you like, you can walk your heels a little closer to your tail. And then we're just gonna press into the palms and the bottoms of the feet and lift the hips for bridge. Notice if you have any restriction in the neck. So just be mindful, make sure your shoulders are really taking all of that weight. And then exhale, release your tail back to the mat. We're gonna do one more. Inhale, raise. Find your breath, don't hold your breath. And then you're gonna notice your quads, your glutes, everything are fired up and activated. Start to relax your quads and your glutes, and your body will just float to the mat. That's right. We're gonna drop both knees back into our body, and we're gonna keep that right knee in, lengthen that left leg to the mat. The knee that's bent, we're gonna wiggle the toes, make little circles with those toes, release that ankle, point and flex, whatever feels best. And then we're gonna keep that knee in the opposite hand. So right knee, left hand, draw it over your body. Opposite hand can come out into a half T, and you can take your eyes to look at the half T fingers. Now there's two ways to do this pose. You can draw your shoulders flat onto the mat, which means sometimes the knee needs to stay closer to the ceiling so that your shoulders can stay grounded. And you're gonna get into a higher twist in the spine. If you wanna lift that shoulder off of the mat and take that deeper twist, you're gonna get into a lower part of your spine. So sometimes it just depends on either what the teacher's guiding you through or what your body needs, right? So in this case, just check in with your body. See where you want that spinal twist to show up. A lot of us have more discomfort and stress in the lower spine through the lumbar. So sometimes it feels good to let that shoulder lift and bring that knee all the way over the body so we can really get into that lower body twist. Find your breath here. And then look for an exhale to come out of the twist. Take your time. Center your body back on the earth and then draw your knees back to your chest. And if it feels good, you can rock from side to side. And if you had a lot of tension in your spine, take a couple of windshield wipers that you just did a moment ago. So either a back massage as we rock from side to side, or drop the feet and take some windshield wipers. Either way. Taking a round of breath wherever you've chosen to be. And then bring the knees back into your body if not already. We're gonna keep that left knee in, lengthen that right leg to the mat. Go ahead and wiggle those left toes, release any tension, point and flex, make little circles, whatever you need here. And then keeping that knee in the opposite hand, finding that half T, and again, checking in with what your body needs. Breathing into the twist. Yes. And don't force your body, right? Whatever your body is doing is what it's doing, and it's fine. And anytime you feel tension in your body and your muscles, that's when you want those really prolonged exhalations. You want to take double the amount of time it took for you to inhale to exhale. And that's really sending an important, powerful message to your nervous system that you're calm, that you're relaxed. And then the muscles that are tight around your joints will start to relax as well. And of course, if you feel any pain, then come out of the pose. So tension versus pain. One more round of breath. And of course, looking for an exhale to release you out of the pose, nice and calm. Again, using those exhales so that the body doesn't freak out and tighten up. Knees into the body. And this time we're gonna rock from side to side, and then we're gonna go into either a happy baby. So imagine a little happy baby. Bring your hands to your feet, or you can draw your feet together for a little butterfly in the sky as you draw your heels towards your pelvis. Whatever feels best for you. One more round of breath. And then we're gonna get into a figure four. So we're gonna drop our feet to the mat, knees pointing to the sky, hip distance apart. Go ahead and cross your left leg over your right. And you have a few options here. You can hold this pose as it is, and you can press your hands into that thigh, into that left thigh. So you can open up your hips manually here. If you want to take the bind, you can lift that foot off of the mat and draw your hands under and through, coming to a traditional figure four. And if your hands don't connect, you can bring your hands behind your knee. Or what I like to do is I like to cross my legs all the way over, and then I just grab my legs like the shins and I draw the knees down. So I'm not technically in a figure four anymore. So whatever feels best for you, but we're getting into those deeper stretches of the body. And so you're going to want to make sure you exhale with every movement. As you draw maybe the body closer together, maybe you're drawing the knee to your body. You're doing that on an exhale. And just a little quick tip. Yoga is very push dominant. We're always pushing the earth away from us like a push-up. But when you're in these poses where you're drawing your body together, this is where you can become more pull dominant. So you can really get into the biceps. You can really draw that leg towards your chest. And you're going to see that flex in your biceps, right? So this is where you can get into that pulling part of your practice if you like. Yep. One more round of breath here. And then slowly release. We're going to pass through some windshield wipers. So take a moment, let your hands come overhead if you like, and just windshield wipe from side to side. We lost some of our sound. Oh, there it is. And then when you're ready, yogis, take a moment, let your knees come into your body, give yourself a hug, and then drop your feet to the mat. We're going to cross the opposite leg over. It should be your right side, but whatever's your opposite. And again, you can stay here and just press your hands into the inner of your right thigh, manually making that opening to the hip. Or you can lift the legs, thread your hands under, bind yourself all up. Or if you're like me, you don't like figure four that much because it hurts. I like to just cross my legs over, one over the other, draw the knees into my body, which kind of gives me the same effect personally. So any variation here. Yeah. That's right. Looking for those exhales. Yes, and if you want to keep that top or that bottom leg extended, that's your lying pigeon, right? So if that feels better, instead of having both legs bent, please honor that. That's a good little hip opener as well. Whatever you like. More active, you're gonna pull the legs towards your body on every exhale. More passive, you're just gonna hold the pose. No pulling action. One more round of breath. And whenever you're ready, you're gonna slowly come out of this pose. Take your time. Woo! Feel free to do those windshield wipers. Check in with your body. Notice where you have any tension. A lot of stretching. And if you have a block near you, option to bring your knees hip distance apart, facing towards the ceiling, press with the bottoms of your feet like you're going into bridge, and just draw the block under your body, like near the tailbone. And you can pick any height or any level of the block, check around, make sure you feel comfortable on it. This shouldn't feel like an abdominal workout, so you should feel nice and supported by your block. So take a few moments and figure out how you want it to be. And it is a block, so it's never gonna feel like a pillow, right? So don't look for comfort, just look for less pain, right? And then take a moment, let your shoulders relax down to the mat, release your jaw. Feel that expansion through your chest. And you have a few options if you want to continue from here. You can hold this pose exactly where it's at. You can lift the legs up towards the sky for waterfall, but you might need to adjust your block, which is nice and relaxing. Or you can lengthen your legs out in front of you and really collapse your entire spine around the block, which might feel good for some of you. And if at any time the block is no bueno, then ditch it. Yeah. Find your breath, stay connected. Deep inhales, filling the lungs. Slow, prolonged exhale. Yes. Mm-hmm. Taking 2 more rounds of breath here before you slowly come out of the pose and taking all the time in the world to release out of it. Yeah. When you come out of the pose, you release the block, check in with your body. And notice what you need. Do you need any final twists or turns, any movements, any stretches? That's right. Wonderful. And then eventually you're gonna make your way down to traditional Shavasana. And if this doesn't feel good, that's okay, right? You can always lie a different way. So you're just gonna lie flat and either your legs can extend out in front of you. You can draw the bottoms of the feet together if that feels good. You can even lie on your side or on your belly if that's what you prefer. Traditionally in yoga, Shavasana is final pose, also known as corpse pose, just to give you context. And allow yourself to just feel the shoulders relax and release down to the mat. Check in with your body. Let go of any tension. Release the jaw. Allow your right shoulder to relax. Your left shoulder. Relaxing through the left elbow. The right elbow. Feeling the palms of the hands and every finger relax. Relaxing through your hips. Relaxing through the right knee, the left knee. Relaxing through the left ankle, right ankle. And allowing the toes on both feet begin to relax. 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 Ah. Every exhale takes you deeper into relaxation. Close your fingers. Chin to roll over onto your right side of your body, drawing the knees toward your chest, curling into a little ball, if you like. Perhaps even close. Begin your body to float like a feather to a seat. Take your time. No rush. invite you to place one hand over your heart, the other top of that hand. You can also bring your hands to namaste or prayer or any other position you prefer. Take a moment, a slight tuck of the chin toward the body. And let's offer ourselves love and gratitude. Connecting back to your why, the reason why you're here. And let's share that love with each other, sending it all around the room and into the ether. May we share that love and especially offer peace out into our community. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today. May we all go in peace, love, and light. Namaste. Yay. We did it. We made it through class. Thank you, everyone. Good to see you all. Hi, honeys. See you all soon. Bye, everyone.